Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Real Graps podcast. Real Graps all the time. It's been a hot minute since you've last seen us, but I'm here. We have Abner. We have Rob. And, how you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah,
How are
I
you?
mean, I had I had surgery. That's why we've been busy.
What'd you get surgery on?
My nethers.
Hmm.
Mm.
What were you doing?
Uh, I hurt myself performing the tombstone pile driver on a pillow on my
Oh
bed.
no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Is the pillow
yeah,
Many
pregnant?
such cases. Many such cases.
yeah. I also broke the bed.
Not the first
Probably
time
shouldn't
that's
do that.
happened to you.
No, it is. It's the first
Oh,
time. Yeah,
congratulations.
sure. Thanks. I
Mhm.
didn't even know what I was doing.
Do you think Big Daddy V has broken a lot of beds in his time?
What
I
about
think
Big
Big
Daddy
Daddy
T?
V
Yeah.
has broken a lot of cars.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of the you guys seen on Twitter that what's his name? Uh the big fat
Oh,
guy that just did the concert on like life support.
what's his name?
It's
Damn it.
like is
The
it
guy.
like Dave Blunt?
Yeah, Dave Blunt's.
There you go. Yeah, they kind of look the same. But anyway, it's been a month and a half since the last episode on the podcast, and usually we'd be talking about the events of wrestling that has happened. But I have no desire to cover a month and a half of wrestling because they would take us about 9 hours. Though I will say, we did see Survivor Series. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, just real
Um,
quick, if you liked it, if you didn't, some matches and spots.
I like Survivor Series. I just the one thing that's cool that happened was that Shinsuke Nakamura won the US Championship, and his new entrance is badass.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's
It's
a good pivot for him.
and then I mean to be honest with you, while we were watching it, we were at a Friendsgiving, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it. But from what I was watching, the men's War Games match was very good. Some of the spots were crazy. I think Noel broke his toes.
He did.
He broke his like toes or something, so he's cooked for the year for like the foreseeable future. And then what else happened? I think the women's match was okay. I'm just sick of the Liv and Rhea thing. It's like okay, I get it. Like
They
I
have
don't
sexual
understand what the
tension.
I don't understand what the point is. If they're gonna keep doing this all the time, like they had to end the story at some point, and it's just kind of boring. It's just getting repetitive and boring. Like I want Dom to be doing something else besides always being mixed up in this Liv and Rhea shit.
Yeah, I agree.
They need to give him the strap. They need to give him the world title.
Future heavyweight champion.
Yes.
I agree. I think he could be like a great heel. Like you know how Seth Rollins. Jimmy, did you watch it when Seth Rollins was the heel champion in 2015?
Not really. I had tapped in back in again October, like Halloween 2016. So not really. I heard that like he cackled a lot, right?
It wasn't his cackling. It's more how he was presented as champion. He wasn't like too strong, but he could
Mhm.
like the typical heel champion. That's like you know like nobody's scared of him. Everybody can beat
Like
him, but
he
he
is
always wins because
beatable,
of some
but he
bullshit.
always like gets away with it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you
Okay.
can
Yeah.
present him like that champion. Like he's obviously beatable, but someone interferes or he gets like a lucky win. Like you could do something like that.
Hmm.
So you can do that with Dom. But yeah, the Liv Rhea shit's boring. I want like a new rivalry for Liv at least.
If you could, what would you do?
If it was up to me, I don't know, because you could do you could do her versus the Riot Squad that's on Raw for a little bit.
Yeah. Where has Alexa Bliss been?
I don't know. I think she had a kid.
Oh.
Did she really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think is it her or is it Carmella? They might be the same in my mind.
they both had kids. I think.
They had Kit, but aren't is it Are they both dealing with like complications and problems afterwards?
Oh, I don't know that. I just know they had kids.
I just know that she has a pet pig.
Who was a pet pig? Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. I actually that might be a complete. It might be a complete fabrication. Alexa, I thought I saw like a tweet with her with a pet pig. Alexa Bliss pig. That might not be. Yeah, there you go. Alexa Bliss's pig, Larry Dash Steve, and it's like not like there's like a picture with like a tiny pig, but this is like a full grown boar.
That's crazy having a pig like that.
Apparently, the pigs make for like really good pets because they're like really smart, so you can like train them like really good.
Is that true?
Yeah, so that like they're not stinky like creatures for no reason. Like like a pig rolls around in mud because it's hot and it cools them down.
Dude, I didn't know that. You're teaching me stuff that I've never
Stinky
known before.
creatures
Yeah.
for no reason. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, like
bro?
when you picture a pig,
Have
you
to
think
do
of
with them being a
like
good
a
pet.
like a animal in the farm, just like rolling around in slop and in the mud, like a farm animal. Like
I woke up today grateful that Solo is our tribal chief. That's all I have to say.
I love you, Solo.
I love you,
Solo.
I love you,
Solo.
Solo.
I bought tickets. I got tickets.
I got tickets. One for me and one for him.
I will say when that happened, I was actually at that show, and
That was in Philly?
It was. It
Ah.
was. And it was really
Ah.
funny because the original bloodline was there. Or what do you call it? Like it was like the Usos were on the one side of the ring during that match, and then the other ones appeared on the other side. And it was so funny how they actually like do these things because they appeared and like you would think people would react to the Usos being like right there. But
they didn't.
They didn't. And I was like, I'm looking over and I'm like, no way. No way. Right? But they were. And it was crazy. That's all I had to say about that. They did after the show. Did a South Philly street fight, and Cody Rhodes put Solo through a table. So maybe I just saw the warm up for the Mania match.
I don't think Solo's going to be as the main player in Mania, dude. You know the Rock's coming back. You know the big man, the final boss. The final boss will return.
What's up with all of this talk about his like brief appearance? I get word that like there's been a couple different tweets surfacing back and forth where it was like, oh, he just kind of did that because they just want him to be seen on TV, but then it was, he might be part of like a larger story.
But why would you do that though? Like, why would you just make him show up for no reason? If he's
yeah, that's what I'm confused about. Like, isn't he doing a movie?
Not even that, but like he's gonna be part of the story. Like you can't just have him be here last year and not do anything with it.
Yeah. Long-term storytelling, bro. I don't know. He's got he like probably is gonna say he's busy and shit, but like really, what are you doing, bro? You're not doing.
Yeah, bro. Like you're just making movies.
Doesn't even make movies that are like that big.
Good.
Whoa! Moana 2 released and to
that doesn't
acclaim.
Fucking count, dude. That's like a animated movie. That takes like 2 weeks for him to finish.
You also said it wrong. You said it wrong.
Moana?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's not
Moana.
You know that's not how you say it.
My God, who cares?
Maybe Polynesian people.
Yeah, maybe English people who made
you insensitive
bigot. You bigot.
Yeah, bigot.
Yeah. How insensitive of you.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
Go ahead, cancel me. See if I care. It's just my freaking opinion.
Okay.
Go ahead, cancel me.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for our last pod ever. Since Jimmy wants to be a dick.
Moana.
What were we talking about? The Rock. Oh yeah, The Rock. Yeah, I feel like he doesn't even have anything really. What's he really doing, bro? All he's doing is selling tequila, making movies that like nobody really cares about.
Did we ever talk about how we all drank the tequila?
I don't think we did.
Oh
No, I think
my
we did.
god.
No, but did we? Because dude, remember at the Halloween party, I kept drinking it like it was water.
Dude.
Yeah, yeah, you were fucked up.
That was good. No, that was a good night.
Our first, we all took because of the rock. We put our ones up to acknowledge at the time our tribal chief, and I had to spit it out. I'm not used to hard liqueurs like that, you know.
It's bet.
The fuck
Yeah,
did you just call it?
liqueur.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that how you're supposed to pronounce? Not liquor. Isn't there like a
I don't
difference?
know.
Why do you
I
have
have
to
no
be like
idea.
this? Why do you have to be like
Well,
this?
I just want to get the correct terms. And just 5 minutes ago, I'm getting slandered.
Yeah, but it's like totally different. Anyway, The Rock
Anyway.
sucks.
Um,
Yeah. But I will say, when he's involved in wrestling, wrestling becomes cool again, and
Oh
everybody
yeah,
watches it.
as if
yeah.
he was a wrestler, he's the goat. But like he doesn't do that.
Yeah,
He
he just
doesn't give a
fucking
fuck. He's
he
using
just
wrestling to sell his other shit. It's like nobody cares, bro.
Would you say that's grifting?
No.
No, okay. It was a buzzword. I thought I could throw it around. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's not grifting. He's just selling. He's just
I don't even I don't even know why he acts. Like
using it the same as Logan Paul.
he doesn't even like he has like
IMAX.
no like he has no range. He just acts like himself.
And everything.
Well, we'll see for sure. In this, this is not the movie pod, but the Safdie movie he's making, we'll see, because that's like the weirdest thing he's done in his life.
By the
Oh,
way,
what
shout out the
that
movie
UFC?
pod.
What
Do we
happened?
have a movie pod? Let's talk about the proposal on the movie pod.
No, no.
Now,
Never.
see, I think Abner would be a great addition because I think we would blend. You guys would have your intellectual takes on art as film.
And I'll be like, but Shrek.
But
Yeah.
the proposal. Oh my god.
Hear me out. Hear me out on the proposal.
Okay, propose it.
Shut the fuck up. You got me there.
So yeah, there's been so one of the things that I wanted to do instead of tackling every piece of wrestling that's been going on, just kind of popping in and out of stories at the time, and we got a couple that we could do. But first, I think it would be important to just keep banging on about Dave Meltzer first. We'll get all our pot shots, our snipes out of the way now.
My god, this is like the Dave Meltzer podcast. All you guys talk about is fucking Dave Meltzer, bro.
We do, and it's so funny because me and Abner at least are on such a level of hater that we go out of our way to include him in our real life conversations. Like we'll play
I think
basketball
you're using
together.
a little bit of stolen valor right now, Jimmy.
Do you go out of your way to really pop out?
No,
at
but
Dave Meltzer?
you're not on the level of Abner.
Oh,
He
I know.
actually
Oh,
does that.
I know.
I never heard you ever do that in my life. You're doing stolen valor right now. And I'm
That's
gonna
not.
stand for
Well, I will
valor.
be agreeing with Abner. I guess in terms of tier ranking on the Dave Meltzer hate
Silently.
list, there's Abner
Silently.
above all others. Okay, if Dave Meltzer has 1,000 haters, Abner's one of them. One
Abner's
is
all of them.
Abner. If he has no haters, Abner is dead. And so like one of the things we will talk about is every single time an AEW what do you call it? Viewership analysis, the viewership data comes out for Dynamite. Dave Meltzer will always, the rating was 628,000 and 0.18 in the key demographic. But and it will be like, but there was a killer in Louisiana that stopped people from going to the show, or it was the World Series that had 18 million viewers. So, which I'm looking at right now. Considering the World Series was at 18 million views, I consider this to be pretty good. And just all
What was the viewership?
it was 628K, and that was back October 31st.
So wait, so how does he explain the 539,000 on Wednesday that they had? How do you explain
I
that?
will go to his Twitter right now, and I'll try and find that. But he does this thing where like somebody will talk shit to him, and then he'll just ask questions back like so condescendingly, and I just gotta trudge through all of that. Like, I just
It's like, all right, saying that the World Series is on and that's why um AEW lost the viewership is one thing, because that's an insane thing to say. Like, yeah, you can say some people are watching the World Series over AEW wrestling on a Wednesday night. But then why did they lose more viewerships as the week went on? They were at 600,000 then, but now they're at like 500.
yeah. So
So
I
what's
actually I actually just found it. So AEW did 586K slash point 017, which is I believe like the is like a number for like the target demographic. And they used to like tout that as like it used to be a pretty high number. And he used to be like, yeah, it might not get a lot of views, but in the key demographic, it's pretty high. Um, Last night they got beat by Challenge, as well as Fox News and college basketball and ESPN.
Oh, he's definitely going to use the college basketball.
He already
I'm
did it.
calling it
He
right now.
already said
Oh, he
that
already did it?
when Caitlin Clark had a game on like a game the same time as AEW, he used that as an excuse for why they didn't have as many people.
That's such a bad excuse. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that
not even,
doesn't necessarily correlate. Like basketball fans aren't necessarily wrestling fans. You know, like there might be
yeah,
some crossover, but it's not as much as like you don't know that.
but not even that. It's like, if you're such a good product that you should stay on TV. You shouldn't be losing viewerships to another sport. Like you should still be having the same viewership. Like the World Series is different. That's the final game. Like that's the final series of the baseball season. So that makes sense. But college basketball that just started, like you're losing viewerships to that. Like come on, just admit your product sucks.
And it is one of them things too, because they'll sometimes get an overrun for their show because most of the time it's usually just a rerun of Modern Family or something like that. So when there's like a rerun, you actually gain viewers because people are tuning in for like Modern Family and not for your show. So that sometimes would like get the average up just a little bit. But they were like, nah, bro. I forget what it was. It was like some it wasn't just like a college basketball game. It was like a tournament or something that was happening. So it was
Uh-huh.
like no overrun, no. But
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he also like this just when he defends AEW like this, he just proves that he's not a good journalist because no good journalist would be showing this much bias for one product over anything else.
I mean that definitely is true, and we have banged on a lot about Dave Meltzer's favoritism towards Will Ospreay and all this specific style. I don't even know what you would classify the AEW style as. Like
It's
it's
well, I was at work and I was very bored because I like did all the work or I hit my goal for the day and it was like 4 o'clock.
so
I
you're
was
just
just
tapped
looking it
out.
up. What?
So you're just tapped out.
I wasn't tapped down. Like I was still answering my emails and everything, but like I was just on my phone
hmm
and I looked it up and like that's the AEW style is called the indie style because that style is only good in the
Oh,
indies. It's not good anywhere else because it just won't work.
Super Indies.
I mean, it's not. I mean, if you're just a casual viewer, like let's say like Robbie, if Robbie watched AEW and he saw people exchanging Canadian destroyers, where one does it to the other, he gets up, he does it to the other, he does it, and they keep doing it. Robbie will think that's the stupidest shit he's ever seen.
Yeah.
So like a regular person will see that and be like, "Yeah, that's retarded. I'm not watching that." Oh, well, I'm sorry. That's
You're
stupid.
canceled. You're canceled. Oh, looks like it's just me. I'm gonna be done after this episode. Abner's now gone. It's just gonna be you, Rob,
Robbie,
carrying.
Robbie. You're gonna be like Draymond Green, just talking to yourself.
I will say though, now that they have MVP and the Hurt Business fully formed and functioning over at AEW, it's really funny because there's like two key figures that the people at large seem to particularly really enjoy. So there's MJF and all of his stuff. When
AF's a
CM Punk
goat.
was there, people like CM Punk, and now it's the Hurt Syndicate and all that. They put him in the beginning, and I think that's like an interesting choice because it
No,
presents a
I
totally
like
different
it.
style. Like that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like if you were to poll the average wrestling fan and you showed them Shelton Benjamin versus I forget who he fought, but like Shelton Benjamin versus that guy,
was it
and then the
Swerve
next
Strickland?
match. Yeah. You show them the next match of whatever the super indie, whatever the fuck, what their thoughts would be. Because like I saw the super kicks on Twitter, they looked really good, and Shelton Benjamin underrated. Well, I don't know. He might be perfectly rated now because he's really showcasing his talents and abilities. But
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
yeah,
But I was talking to Bill Apter at my job. He like helps out there, and he was telling me that that Bobby Lashley should be AEW World Champion right now because there's nobody on that roster that has his aura.
he really does have W
Uh,
Riz.
No, like I agreed with them because it's like who else would you put it on? Who else looks like if you look at Bobby Lashley,
Hmm.
there's nobody on AEW's roster that looks like they can beat him up in a fight.
What about what's his name? I'm gonna Google him before I say the words so I don't look completely uh
I get what
not
you're
brain
saying.
dead.
I mean, well, he just got there though, didn't he?
Yeah, you can't really throw well like that. Well, it either has to be he comes in and wins and takes the belt, or you tease it forever and slowly work your way
Yeah,
there. But
yeah. Which they'll probably do that because that leads to, you know, building more viewership rather than just doing it right away. Then you get a bunch real quick, but then it drops off. So like that's not smart for the position they're in right now.
yeah,
It would be one if they were like WWE where they have an established thing and they want like a boost, like a temporary boost
mm-hmm.
for a few weeks, but they don't. They want to build an audience that they don't have.
Yeah, and I was gonna reference Powerhouse Hobbs. He looks pretty jacked, but
No, Power Hop's not beating Bobby Lashley in a fight.
I'm just saying he's kind of jacked. He's kind of jacked.
Okay. So it's
But
fucking what's his name? The guy who thinks he's Wolverine. Dude, what's his name?
let's see. That's the
Chris
problem too.
something.
I can't remember any of these people.
Chris something.
Archer,
No,
Chris Sabian. No,
no, that dude cannot beat Bobby Lashley.
now I gotta.
Ah,
Now you got me googling the AEW roster. I don't know. But what
bruh.
I was saying is, they're not gonna do that because John Moxley has that company in chokehold.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. John Moxley's boring as shit. Get him out of
Chill on
here.
my goat. Chill on my goat. Chill on
Listen,
my
I
goat.
I
No,
agree
I'm
with
being
you. I
sarcastic.
agree
I'm
with
being
you
sarcastic.
until he left and he started doing the Death Riders, Death Jutsu, all
Yeah,
that.
we like ruin
Yeah.
shows. Like they, I was listening to what's his name, Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette was doing an analysis, and he was like, "It's crazy how when he gets on TV for AEW, they lose people. Like they immediately turn it off."
Yeah, it really is like that. And I mean, WWE does this too to an extent, but like they'll have like a men's segment, and then they'll have like a really hot men's segment, and then they'll put women in. And
Yeah,
kind of just like
it's like
it just like shits on like like they know like there's certain things like when Punk and Drew McIntyre had that Hell in a Cell match, the next match immediately after is not going to be the same,
Yeah.
and it's just the it seems to always be the women get that spot. They do that
Why
like
should main event?
hmm?
You know, it wasn't. I said
Well,
that's why it should be main event, but
but do you see
you
why the
know, The Rock.
Bloodlines match was up there?
What?
Wasn't that like the Bloodline or whatever that was doing Bad
Yeah,
Blood?
but
I
the
like
only reason none of them cared though, it was only because of The Rock. The Rock was like, I want to be, because he was the last thing you saw that night.
mm-hmm. Are you thinking of Cash Wheeler?
no, definitely not Cash
I
Wheeler.
don't know. I'm trying to go. I'm at the C for the
Dude,
AEW
hold up.
roster.
Wait, hold up. He was a former like FTW World Champion or something like that.
It
Some
begins
stupid.
with a C though. His first name.
I think so. It might not. I might be wrong.
Are you thinking of? Are you
This
thinking
might
of
be the
Cesaro?
AEW podcast, bro. I
Listen,
don't know. I might have to
we
tell
shoulda-
Noel and Brian
we
about
shoulda had
this.
Brian
You guys
up in
sound like
here.
fans.
Actually, you know why they're not on? They're watching AEW Rampage right now. It's
That is
Friday,
true. That's
Wow,
funny.
exposed.
and they
I
can't
think it
defend
sounds like,
themselves.
here's what it sounds like.
Oh,
They
Brian
watch
Cage. Brian Cage.
AEW. Here's what
Okay.
it sounds like. They watch AEW, right? And you
Uh-huh.
guys can't stop thinking about AEW. So I must be the only one who's like a true, pure-hearted wrestling guy.
Actually, Noel did
Maybe
admit to
I'm the
watching
real Grap.
AEW.
I'm the real Grap. I'm the real
That's
Grapper.
true. You only watch.
Noel
one
admitted to
brand.
watching AEW because what is it? Big AJ and
Actually, you know
no,
what?
Big Justice.
That's right. The
I know you hate
Rizzler.
it. I know you hate it, but I'm gonna pop the soundboard just for this. Where is
I
it?
don't care about the soundboard when we're doing a pod. I'm
just
just
need to
talking.
do-
I
I
hate
just
the
need to
soundboard
do
when
it.
we're playing Call of Duty.
I'm just gonna do it for the one time. Okay, they were on, and honestly, we can talk about their entire like little thing because from what I've seen a couple clips from the match, and basically the promos that Big Justice was doing, but there are a couple of statements from this. It's like you could really tell that he has been in the biz for a pretty long time. Not Big Justice. Big Boom AJ, there you go, was apparently a wrestler for like 20 years, and he had gotten injured and had a surgery, I think, and that kind of derailed his wrestling career. And then he became a real estate agent or something and got popular on social media, Costco guys or whatever. And you saw the promos that he was doing, and it was kind of goated with the sauce. Like the promo he did with his son, and like he's doing the promo, he's mentioning the building, he's talking about why I don't like this guy, where it's gonna be at, and what I'm gonna do to him. And the entire time his son is like making all the faces, like he's like happy and nodding along when he's talking about he's like hyping himself up. And the second they talk about QT Marshall, he starts frowning and like doing all this stuff. And it was just, especially Noel. I'll speak for Noel because he's not here. He was loving me. Me and him were both loving all of this wacky, fun nonsense.
And dude, that's one thing AEW did was right, is that they finally capitalized on like something mainstream and not Giannis. Because I remember they bought Giannis in, and it was like, get this guy off my screen.
Listen,
But
remember they brought in Shaq too.
yeah, and Snoop Dogg.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just remember all that stuff now because that's when. Fun fact, Rob. That's when Jade Cargill was introduced to the pro wrestling scene.
Cool.
Just trying to keep you informed. But anyway, so the match that he did, everybody was talking about how Big Boom was a little bit slow. I think that would be like the one more. Like he was kind of slow and he stiff.
Yeah, no shit, he was slow. He hasn't done it in like years.
Well, that's the thing.
People?
He in preparation to train for the match, he had broken his foot. So
and he still did it?
He was wrestling with a broken foot and stayed for the press conference after and like took pictures for like hours after with fans and all that shit. And then like didn't tell anybody that he had a broken foot.
Put the belt on him right now.
He just left and was like, yeah, I fucked up my foot the whole time.
When you guys are done with this topic, I have scorching hot breaking news, but I don't want to rush the topic, so I'll wait till it's over. But Jimmy, if you have a nice little soundboard sound for breaking news, that would be the time. Just let me want me to drop this on you.
All right.
Okay.
You can drop it now.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Okay. We have breaking news.
Guys,
is that the news? Is that
the news is WWE announces Tongaloa suffered a torn bicep.
No.
Last week. How will we continue on?
The infamous Tongaloa.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the other one.
Oh, is it?
That's Tamatonga.
I'm so sorry. I botched that whole thing.
To be honest, dude, I don't know which one's which.
Hold on, is he the one that had the eye patch for a little bit?
Yeah, that's the infamous.
I know that,
Okay.
but I don't know which one it is.
So the other one. That
Which one?
sucks. The one that the non-eye patch.
Which one was the eye patch?
Tanga? Evan, I need your help here. I need your help.
Tamatanga is the
You
guy
said
going.
frozen Tanga.
Tanga Panga, Tinky Pinky, and
That's
Stinky Winky.
Tamatanga, all right. And then Tangaloa is the guy who wore the eye patch, who everyone says sucks at wrestling.
So the good one, the good wrestler, quote unquote, tore his bicep.
Safe. No.
Fuck!
No, the
I'm
bad
sorry.
one.
I botched this so bad. Okay, so that's upsetting. That's all I'm gonna say. That's sad.
No, it's not. I'm not going to say it's good. But
Well,
It's not
on
bad.
maybe they'll be creative a bit with it.
No, I think they're going to immediately. They're going to immediately rush. What's his name? Here's another one of my little side stories. Was that?
Okay, go ahead.
Per Fightful, Lance Anoa'i signed with WWE this past
What
summer.
the fuck is that? Is that another one? Dude,
member of the dude. That's what I was saying, dude. They fucking breed like rabbits. Like there's like 20 of them, and they're all pro wrestlers, which is that's dope, But
Almost like families like are related, and there's lots of them.
I know that it's like
All families
one
are
big wrestling Samoan
Oh,
family.
Robbie,
but like,
you look like your dad, bro. Did you know that?
Bro, imagine having cousins and brothers and dads and uncles.
Enough.
That's crazy.
Enough is enough. How many more?
Well, I wasn't making fun of you, Jimmy. I was making fun of our friends.
Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna definitely pull up Lance. Bring him up.
What about Zila Fatu?
Who?
Zila Fatu, the other one. There's another one, dude. There's like 30 of them just waiting.
Just
waiting.
In the wings to become generations of WWE champs.
So what do you guys think is the like end of this story? Like we're just going to.
I don't know.
You
I'm
know
not
that
gonna lie.
commercial that Nike did?
I don't know.
Like that commercial that Nike did with all the soccer players and they slowly got replaced by robots?
No.
It had like Messi and like Tim Howard and all like the famous like Zlatan Ibrahimovic or whatever. It was like maybe in like 2010.
Dude, that was 12 years. That was 14 years ago. How would I remember that?
Well, because it's like an iconic commercial because it was like, like 5
Is
minutes.
it?
But yeah, I remember it. And I, barely played soccer when I was a kid. But the bit was that they made like robots that were like better than humans. And then they slowly just replaced all the humans. The bit is that just every wrestler in WWE is just going to be one of the Samoan. It's the Bloodline is going to take over the entire roster, so it's all Bloodline. That was that bit. That was my.
I don't think so. I don't think so. What if? Because like, is Solo really bad? Is Solo really bad guy? I mean, come on. Is Solo really a bad guy?
I mean, Solo does make good points.
I feel like either if The Rock, I don't know how involved they actually want The Rock to be. If he does get involved, I could see it like becoming that. But like, I could see them like, I don't know, either Solo switches back and he's like all about Roman again, or that Roman becomes like the bad guy again. I could see either of those down the line. Like maybe Roman like betrays everybody or something.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know too much. I don't know where any of this is gonna go.
I really don't know what the end game is because I mean, after a certain while, it's just gonna be boring.
Yeah, it would suck if they are just trying to milk this and make it go forever.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm starting to kind of get there. Like when you're talking about the Rhea and Liv stuff, like I'm kind of almost.
No, that's worse. But that makes so. I feel like sometimes with these storylines, they like, especially around this time, like they don't really care if a storyline is kind of dried up, as long as they have something in their back pocket to get it hot again before like a big whatever the big like say they wanted something for WrestleMania, they'll have something in their back pocket like a couple months or a month before, bring it out, and then that becomes like people get invested again. So like they don't care
Oh
if
my
it dries
God.
up for a while.
I know what it is. It's going to be the box. Whatever The Rock gave Cody, that's what's going to get everybody back interested again.
The
They're
hell
going
are
to
you
start teasing
talking
the
about?
box. Remember when what was it
It
after
wasn't a box. He just gave him something in his hand.
it was in a bag.
Yeah, that wasn't a box.
Okay, it
What
was
kind of
probably a
boxes
bag
do
that
you
contained a
use?
small box. I don't know.
How did you
I thought
move
it was a
into the house?
box.
Did you get a sack? Did you put a sack
I
full
thought it
with
was.
your clothes? Everyone's like, box. This is my box,
Box.
But
guys.
This is
they
my
presented it.
box.
They presented it, and I want to know what was in it. They never said.
I don't remember that. I must have missed that.
Am I tripping? Was it after like WrestleMania?
No, it was. You're right. It wasn't a box. That's probably why
Okay.
you're tripping because it wasn't a box.
Cody came out and was like, "Yeah,
Box.
I won at WrestleMania, bitch." And The Rock came out and was like, "You're kind of goated. I'm gonna fuck off for a little bit." But he gave him a bag, a
I
small
do kind of
bag.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're gonna get him back invested again because it's going to be a part of the. It's going to be a piece of the
Yeah.
Ulafala, and then Cody's gonna fight for the right to be the tribal
I
chief.
can see that. I can see that.
Rock is the good guy. Final boss.
The final.
But yeah,
Nice.
so like they could just I think I feel like that's what they'll do. They don't really care as long as it comes back. But I also don't think the bloodline storylines that live in Rhea Point yet. Like it is every
That's
time
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
it's
It's almost
getting
getting there
boring,
for me.
but every time I think that they have a good match and then I'm like, oh, that was good. Or they add another ingredient that's interesting. Like they brought the Usos back and then they brought CM Punk into it and that was kind of interesting. Although I kind of hope that never happens again. Um, yeah. So
Yeah, but fuck Dave Meltzer for star ratings though. I just want to say that.
I'm sure something. I think there's an official count for Will Ospreay. I think this year he's gotten. I might be just spreading misinformation, but it's funny either way. I think Will Ospreay has gotten 25-star matches this year.
Okay, I mean that's how. Oh, Jimmy, I don't know if you saw this, but Ricochet was on a radio station. Also, a big Ricochet hater, by the way, guys. But
Yeah.
Ricochet was on like a radio station, and he was talking about how AEW wouldn't exist without him. And I'm like, bro, you are not that big. You are not who you think you are. You are. What did Giannis say to Serge Ibaka? You're a rebounder. You're a role player. Shut up.
so here's my thing with that. I feel like I'm the original Ricochet hater. Like I've never liked him. I remember, I don't know if it was Jimmy or somebody was telling me that I should like him, and it was when he was on
No,
WWE,
Robbie,
and I was
you can
always
ask.
like, no, he sucks. Like he's ass.
I've
But
I've been a big hater
yeah,
since I he sucks. Like,
it might have
okay,
been
you can do
Jimmy.
flips, you can do flips and all this stuff. You can have a good
Yeah,
match according to Dave Meltzer, but you're not interesting. You cannot talk. You're
Yeah.
boring, and you think you're bigger than you are. You're not. You're just another. You're a jag. You're just a guy.
but here's my thing with what he said. Like, I feel like I saw people getting like upset about that. I feel like that was like stupid because like isn't he kind of like everything's like they're all playing characters sort of. So like when they say stuff like that, like I don't understand why are people taking that seriously. Like, that's his.
No,
That's
because
kind of
like
supposed to say. Like he's like an ass. Like he's I don't know.
no, but I was actually watching. He wasn't in character. Like he actually thinks that. Like I know what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
he can play like a character and he can be like an asshole. But no, he wasn't in character. He
Yeah.
actually thinks that. Yeah, like he's actually like that kind of person.
See,
Because
I will say though, there was those set of tweets that came out after he was in AEW for like a month, and he was basically talking shit about it, and it turned out to be like fake tweets. So
That was
I don't
not fake
know.
tweets, bro.
That Samantha
He's just saying
Irving
that
came
to
out and
cover.
said that they were fake
Just said-
tweets. I don't know. That's
Just
what I'm
said that
saying.
he watched a video of him saying it, and now you're saying,
No,
"Oh, what if it was a fake tweet?"
Well, I didn't see the video. I didn't hear him say that.
No,
I
no,
saw
no.
a tweet.
I know what he's talking about, and that was just him saying it's fake, so people don't think he's a dick.
I think we're 3 levels deep now. Who knows?
I don't think, dude. He was complaining about how Carmelo Hayes and all these younger guys were coming to WWE, and he couldn't hang with them, so that's why he left. Dude, you just admitted you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would want you?
And it is.
AEW wants.
It's very interesting too because he basically. I will say that he. I don't know his actual involvement in like creating AEW. Like I don't think that's true. But he has that style, and it is kind of crazy to see like he does in WWE at least. Like I think of going back to what Rob said. I think I was the one that tried to put him on Ricochet when he was still in the WWE. Like when he first came out, he was super cool to me. At least I thought.
Bad friend.
Like-
Bad friend.
I thought he was cool.
I
And-
sniffed that out from the beginning.
But he looked because he was like a unique individual. But when he just goes to AEW and everybody's doing that, and you could, I mean, I don't know, but I think that there are other people that are like better at him doing it.
And that's the thing. Like he's not. He thinks he's unique because he can do that stuff, but he's not. Because
went to the place where
WWE,
everybody does it.
yeah, and then even in WWE, he's not even unique at that. You had like what's his name, Carmelo Hayes, who does it. There's literally wrestlers in NXT who started learning wrestling a couple years ago who are doing it better than Ricochet.
I would respect him more if he grew his hair out.
Oh my god, that reminds me. Do you guys? Okay, so I know you guys don't watch AEW, and I hate to keep. I'm in the
Allegedly.
Mind Palace. Rob, you're in. You got me. I'm in the Mind Palace. Okay, I can't escape. All I can think about is AEW. But Cesaro, currently known as Claudio Castagnoli, and Ricochet were having a match. Do you know what I'm talking about right now, Rob?
I have no idea.
I know what you're
I don't
talking
watch
about.
The entire
AEW.
time, it was on Twitter. It was a pretty popular clip. The entire time, the crowd just calls them bald.
Bald.
Like they started doing like bald, and then like
all
bald
three people in the crowd
forever.
being bald in unison.
It was crazy because they could not give a fuck about the entire like show until it was those two wrestling, and they would chant various tweets about how various chants about how they're both bald. It was crazy.
Waves of tens of people.
Isn't that the match where Ricochet lost to like a random clothesline?
Yeah. Well, that's all. I mean, like again, don't watch, but that's all their matches. It's just they just do moves to each other, and they hit each other with their finishes that they'll kick out of. That doesn't make it a finisher anymore. And then yeah, like they'll just fucking throw like a super kick or like a random move that like finally pins them.
Is Christian still in AEW?
Yes.
Yeah, he's actually one of their better like characters.
Never in my book. Never in my book. Day one hater. Day one hater.
He goes up to people like who he goes up to wrestlers whose dads have died, and he goes up to them and he's like, "I'll be your father."
I swear to God.
See, like the best part about Christian is everything on paper he does is awesome, but he is such a lame-o. Everything would be better if it were Edge.
He also kicked his daughter out of the building because she touched his title, and he was like, "You didn't win this title."
See, like everything he does would be better if it were Edge, though.
The funniest bit is that they have like a chick with them, and the chick is taller than all of them in his little like group. Actually mogging. Just mogging. By the way, I did the research. Will Ospreay has had 24 5-star matches in the year of our Lord 2024.
That's insane, dude.
He was pumping out like 3 or 4 a fucking month.
Yikes.
Especially the back half of the year, he started really going.
That's insane dick riding.
Yeah. And it's not just like, okay, so I wasn't really paying attention. I just saw 5-star, but like some of them went over the 5 star. So there were a couple 5.5s and whatever the fucks.
That's that's crazy. That's like fucking Chris Collinsworth looks like a great guy compared to Dave Meltzer with the dick
Is that the one that
riding.
always slurps Mahomes?
Yeah.
Now
It
here's
would
a
be like,
guy. Is it that guy?
dude, he was talking about them during the Bills game because Josh Allen got a lateral to score a touchdown. He was like, I've seen that in Kansas City. It's like, okay, dude.
Shades of Patrick Mahomes.
So like I
Like,
know you
geez.
hate Dave Meltzer, but like what is the difference between what he does and Bischoff does? I feel like they both pick their side and they
Oh,
just
I
don't.
don't like Bischoff either. So, I mean,
Well,
I'm a
it's kind
hater
of
of there
funny
too.
too because on the latest episode of NXT, he comes out and correlation does not equal causation, but NXT has had record low numbers on that episode.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Still beat
WCW
AEW
respect.
though. Still beat AEW somehow.
Yeah. But that's like a whole thing too. Like we could talk a bit about that or whatever. If you guys, I don't know if that interests you. About like them going to the CW network and the difference
No.
between what do you call it? Not network television, but it's broadband. I don't
Broadcast,
know.
Broadband, bro. What
broadcast
the?
television. Is that what you're
There's like
trying
a
to
thing
say?
where it's like they have access to a bigger audience.
Yeah, it's network and then cable.
There you go. Whatever that is. You know.
Cable is supplementary. Network is the channels everyone gets. It's
There you
prime time
go.
channel.
Um. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Cable
Honestly,
would
that
be
kind
like
of
USA. Network would be like NBC.
yeah. This kind of goes
TBS.
into another thing too. The WWE network. I know for us in America, we haven't had it for a while now, but everybody in the UK has still had it. I love the WWE network. First off, but it is now
Peacock's better.
officially dead, and now we have to. You have to be on 3 different things to watch all the WWE wrestling if you want to catch up with the
Wait, so
weekly
where do we
television.
watch the pay-per-views or
Well,
the
so
premium live event?
you would watch the pay-per-views on Netflix. You would watch
Oh, okay.
NXT on the CW. SmackDown is on USA, correct?
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad though. I don't find a
But
Yeah.
problem
don't
with
they
that.
all? So what is happening with? Because like right now, I know it's a delay, but right now you can get everything on Peacock. So when
Yes.
they go to Netflix, is it all leaving
Yeah,
Peacock or
yeah,
on
no, it's the
Peacock?
same. Like it's the same. You'll get it like eventually on. Well, on Netflix for Raw, you'll have it immediately because they're gonna be streaming it.
Yeah,
But
but they'll
SmackDown,
still have it on Peacock also.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know about that. But
I think they're transitioning over. There might be some overlap in the contracts, and it might be a little bit before all of the WWE stuff goes over to Netflix. Let me let me do the research while we're yapping about it.
So like
But
my
that's what
thing
I
is
think.
like that's fine as long as eventually it's all there. Because like the situation they had with Peacock was for me because like I'm never gonna just buy the WWE network like for like $10 a month. That's like ridiculous. Like I just don't watch it enough. Like unless like it may be like certain time, like for pay per view, like if I'm watching a lot that month or something, I'll get it for like a month. But like I'm not gonna have that like an annual thing. But like Peacock, I get all those shows and stuff. Then I also get the wrestling, and that's like a huge bonus for me getting Peacock. So like if it's all on Netflix, like that makes more sense for them. They'll get more viewers who might not necessarily watch it otherwise, but they also like it's good for Netflix too because you get all like basically it's a loyal fan base that will always have your subscription. So
Um,
way smarter than having a WWE network. That's it's a lot of overhead and shit that like is just not worth.
yeah. So there's basically 2 different deals. There's like the United States market, and then there's everywhere else. So for everywhere else, all WWE programming will be switching over in January. So if you're in Canada, UK, Germany, Ireland, all the rights were sold as one. So they'll be on Netflix in January. But WWE's deal with Peacock is due to end in 2026, and there's the potential for Netflix to be the home of everything. And the WWE Netflix deal is Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and all PLEs will be aired live on Netflix starting in 2025. The deal will last a minimum of 5 years to a maximum of 20. After the 5-year mark, they will either choose to extend for 15 years or just decide to drop it. So probably by 2026, all of the content will be on Netflix.
Dude, wasn't that deal like $5 billion?
Something absolutely bonkers. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's just very interesting to see, AEW is only getting $437 million from what is their network? Time Warner.
Yeah.
Turner.
They what?
Aren't they on TNT?
Yeah,
no,
it's
you're
Turner.
right. Time Warner, because they're on Max.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
on
other
Max.
thing too.
Yeah.
AEW is going to be on Max now. And I think that's also really, I don't know. I think that's kind of really dumb. Like if you're going to be on a streaming platform, just put the pay-per-view on there. Like I like there's clearly a difference that I think a lot of people are not going to make the choice. If you can watch everything, if you have a Netflix subscription, the basic Netflix subscription, you can watch all of WWE's content with the pay-per-views for free. Or you know what I mean? Like it's included in the package.
For the subscription
You
price,
have to pay at a discounted rate to watch an AEW pay-per-view on Max. So you have to have the subscription, and then say it's like $30 for a pay-per-view. You're now spending $40 a month for Max and AEW. If you
I agree
truly
that's
care.
dumb, but UFC did it, and you fucking couldn't stop slobbering on fucking Dave's cock.
Bro,
So-
you bought UFC Fight Pass?
I did not.
No, but I'm saying when they had the UFC app and they did, I don't know if they like. I just remember having a conversation. You didn't seem to have a problem with it. They did it. I thought it was stupid then too. I think it's stupid still that UFC. I guess they make a lot of money, but I think we've moved past a time where pay-per-view is necessary in the world. Like,
yeah,
we have subscriptions now. We don't need pay-per-view. It's totally pointless.
This is why I'm glad WWE is doing it. I will always there will always be a special place in my heart for the word pay-per-view because of the events associated with the pay-per-view. I don't like using the word PLE, but maybe that's just because I'm old.
I don't think it matters.
Wait, are you 26 or 27?
I'm 32.
Tell the world how much you love Dana White's cock.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, let's pivot. Let's pivot to UFC talk for a sec because they're owned by the WWE parent company. So technically, we're still talking about them.
That is a form of Graps. I guess you could say real Graps.
Actually, that might be real Graps, low key.
Rob is always not like Dana White, and I have spoken some apologia. When he slapped his wife, I was like, maybe she deserved it.
But John Jones does. John Jones.
No way you said that.
Listen.
He's the first one.
Listen.
No way you said that. No way you said that. No way you said that.
I was joking.
He's always been a slobber.
I was joking.
No, you were. You were dead serious. You were like, I hope he does it again.
No. So what did you want to talk about the UFC?
Slap boxing. I like the slap.
Did I say that?
No, I don't know.
I will say those initial like Russian slap boxing videos were kind of fun.
Okay. What were you saying? You were going somewhere.
No, I think I was gonna. What Abner? What do you want to talk about the UFC?
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say you were gonna apologize.
No. I said I was speaking apologia. Like I was like,
what the hell is that? I see.
Yeah.
You were apologizing on his behalf.
Yeah, I was running defense for him over the years of. I just know that you very strongly dislike him and everything that he stands for, and you think that he is narcissistic for making himself Like, I know you really don't like that he named the Dana White Contender Series after him.
Yeah, I don't like that. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Vince
you know what?
Vince McMahon wouldn't even do something like that. He'd put
No, he
himself
would
in
just
it, but he wouldn't do that.
yeah. Well, give it enough time. They might rename the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale to the Vince McMahon Battle Royale or something.
Yeah, but they can do that. That's different. They can do it. He did not do that. Never when you are the one doing it.
Yeah. What was your whole what did you want to talk about with this, Abner?
No, I was just saying, let's pivot over to the UFC so we can talk about your love for Dana White.
We just want to give you a platform to really like show the world like how you just love.
Listen, I do. There's one thing that we do argue a lot about is about UFC fighter pay, and I will say, there are
Jimmy thinks they're just paid too much.
no,
Just
no,
too
no,
much.
no,
Paid too
no, no,
much?
no. I think that
Oh.
I think it's a lot of nuance and it's complicated, and I think it's not as easy as everybody likes to say. I'll say from the outset, if we really do
People on
want to
both sides.
do we really want to actually talk about this, or is this just like a bit that you guys have
We
let me
can.
down?
For me, it's totally a bit, but I don't care. We can talk about it.
I mean,
Whatever.
I'll
I,
throw a
I,
little
I
spiel
don't think
out.
they're paid enough because why, dude? Dana White went to like a casino and like just lost 100K just like that, and it didn't bother him. But then you got like UFC fighters who can't fucking afford to feed their families.
Mohamed Malkayev is fucking doing Uber Eats. He just tweeted about it last week.
There's no reason for that in any fucking
No,
scenario.
I'm sorry. Who is? No, Mohamed Makayev. There you go. I thought I said Ankalaev.
That is like some dystopia shit that like someone in a billion. What are they? They're a $1 billion company, aren't they?
Probably they have to be getting there.
A fucking $1 billion company. You have fighters getting paid like multi-million, like many millions, but like you can't pay the fucking jobbers or whatever you want to call them, like the lower card guys, like a reasonable amount. Like they're getting paid like minor league baseball players.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous.
Just from the outset, I think that everybody should try and get as much money as possible, especially when it comes to banging your brain against your skull, permanently damaging it. You should always try and get as much money as possible, and it is super crazy to see once every pay-per-view comes out, you'll see the fighter pay, and it'll be like, oh yeah, this main eventer made 250 grand, or this guy on the upper card made 700 or like 750, and then there's always the dudes that are on like their beginner contract. They're like, oh yeah, this guy lost, so he only made 12 grand. It's like, what the fuck?
So like, what's the most amount of fights you could have in a year?
Well,
what does most guys do? Like 3 if they're really like on it, like they're like fighting a lot.
If you're Jillian, what's her name? Jillian Garcia or Jillian something. There's some flyweight Canadian chick with red hair. Her name is Jillian. She's from Canada. She fights like every 2 months without fail.
Okay. Best case scenario, you fight that's 6 times a year, and let's say you make like you said 14 grand,
12,
whatever, 12 grand, or let's say you make 25 grand and you fight 6 times, you make $300,000 that year,
mm-hmm.
and you're gonna fight. Let's say if you're a great fighter, you're fighting like
5 years,
10 years, 5 years.
If you're great, then yeah, I would say like
5 years.
maybe
Okay,
7.
5 years. So you're making $300,000 for 5 years, and your brain is going to get fucking battered into your skull, and you're probably going to kill yourself at 50.
Oh my god!
So what a great life you have.
Hey,
Dana.
you get 1.5 million.
Great way to take care of your fighters, guy.
Listen.
I think they all should get paid a minimum of $1 million every fight. I don't care.
Okay, you're gay.
It's not that big. It's not that big.
I mean,
Dana White can lose a couple pennies, bro.
I think that. I mean, I truly don't.
Joe Rogan can fucking pay for them, bro. Like Joe Rogan has enough money to do it himself. He could fucking do it. He doesn't give a fuck.
If we're gonna talk
Talk about a
pay,
bitch. The way you guys hate fucking Dave Meltzer, that's how I hate fucking Joe
Yes.
Rogan. He's a
Yes.
bitch.
if we're gonna talk about pay, what about the women in the WNBA? Just saying.
True.
They're not.
I mean,
they're not
like,
bashing
yeah,
each other's skulls together, though.
You don't know that.
and that's the thing
I mean,
too.
Caitlin Clark
like,
goes through a lot of technical fouls.
it's different in fighting because there's that element of like they're literally putting their safety, their livelihood on the line.
Yeah.
For our entertainment and for that company, like for your company, somebody is actually taking physical. No other job do your employees take physical damage like that except the military.
What about like a baker?
Baker's
What?
not getting. What are you talking about?
You could get burned by the oven. It's hot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
God. Oh my!
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't even remember. I just hate Joe Rogan. I hate Dana White. Fuck the UFC, but also I watch. Steal it illegally. I watch it illegally.
No,
UFC
you can't say that.
UFC
I don't give a
sponsor us.
fuck.
UFC
me.
sponsor us. Sponsor us. UFC 310 guys, catch it tomorrow.
Until you
Saturday.
pay your fighters, I'm not fucking ever paying for.
Allegedly, hypothetically.
He can't do anything to us. We don't
I
host
absolutely
it.
steal your streams. And
We don't host
no,
it. We don't
no.
host
You'll
the
never
stream.
stop me,
We at the
Dana.
Real Graps
I will
podcast do
be on.
not
I will
endorse
piss on
illegally
your
streaming
grave
any
when you
type
die
of,
at fucking
copyrighted
65
content.
of a heart fucking issue because you fucking take all those fucking steroids or fucking.
He can't do
Grow
it,
some
Jimmy. It's
fucking
not
hair,
illegal.
bitch.
The Real Graps podcast
not-
does not endorse any death threats or death wishes or ill will to any others.
I didn't give a death threat, and I
know
didn't
that's
give
why I had to
a death
clarify.
wish.
I have to be.
I just called him a bitch, and I will piss on his grave. I will.
Thank you, Jim
I
Cornette.
will do it. Who's that? Oh, that's the
He hates.
Dana White hearing this like this goof. This goof.
Listen, as a CEO of a major company, he might take this seriously. You don't know what the happenings going on recently.
Yeah, I'm sure Dana White's listening to this.
I was talking about the United Healthcare guy.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Jimmy, I heard that was you.
I did too, actually. FBI.
The Real Caps podcast does not endorse any harm among others, nor do we engage in any real world physical harm.
That's what you tell people to make yourself feel better.
I was not in the state of New York the day that happened.
That's crazy because I have a train ticket here that I found in your room that says you were there that day that he died.
This is a wrestling podcast.
Oh, Jimmy, we caught you, buddy.
Oh, he's changing the subject. He's
guys,
under pressure.
You know who's really ass? You know who's really ass?
Dana White.
Nikita Lyons.
God, I hate Dana White. Nikita Lyons, whatever. Like I feel like she's like
2 knee braces at 26, bro. It's time to pack it up.
I don't know. Who cares? I feel like it's like fine. Like who? Like if.
I don't know.
Maybe like why? I don't. So like why do you want like? Why do you feel like she's like needs to stop? Like why?
Well,
like,
because she's already injured her body enough to that she's got to rock dual knee braces, and she's basically not. She's in the G League, and let's be so
what's
for
it
real.
matter to us? Maybe she likes doing it. Like Tua still plays football, and nobody tells him to stop. Well,
everybody has been telling him to stop.
He doesn't stop. He still plays.
Yeah, but that's because there's
problem.
a noticeable difference in the performance of the Dolphins when he's playing versus when he's not playing.
I think there's a noticeable performance in NXT's.
Yeah, it goes up.
Yeah, when she's there.
Not.
Yeah.
No,
when she's there. When she's there.
I don't know, because it's like NXT. There are people that are freshly new that they are training.
Yeah.
And then there are the wrestlers that have been there that get their final polish in the WWE style before they go to the main roster. It is very clear that Nikita Lyons is very new to pro wrestling, and I don't mean to say that to be like, I know I started this conversation by being like she's ass and you need to stop, but like there's like a reality to this. Like you have gotten injured twice in both of your knees, and you haven't even like how long has she been in NXT? Like 2 years, maybe a little bit longer.
See, I feel like you're going at it the wrong way. Like, it's one thing if and like she needs to not be in it. Okay, like that's fair. But like the injury thing, like I don't know, who gives a fuck? Like Kurt Angle had a broken freaking neck, bro.
Yeah, but he won. He wasn't participating in the Olympics.
What do you mean?
Like he broke his neck, and he knew the well. He broke his neck before he got into the
His
Olympics.
neck was fucked up his whole career, not just the Olympics.
Well, specifically when they talk about his broken neck, he was
Yeah, I know. I was just making it, but I'm saying like his neck was always even messed up in
Perk
WWE.
Angle. But
So like, what's the?
I would
why
not
is
say
it
that. Yeah, but I'm just not, yeah, but I think we can both acknowledge that that's like we're talking about. We were just talking about how fighters become like brain dead after fighting
Yeah,
for 10 years. You know, that's not. It's like it's a choice that they're willing to make, sure, but it's just it would be one thing if you were Kurt Angle and you were at like you were going and wrestling in the Olympics, or you were going and you were making top money with the belt at the WWE, like being in main events of pay-per-views. Nikita
so it's
Lyons
okay.
is fighting TV matches on NXT.
So it's okay if you make daddy money, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Good stance.
Listen, is that not what you were? Is that not your statement? You should try.
No,
You should
no.
try and get as
I'm
much money as
saying
possible for
the
your craft.
injury. What the injury thing? I think is a like I don't care. That doesn't matter. That's their decision. It's different if it were like a head like to us, fucking like they're gonna fucking mess their head up like Chris Benoit. But like if the injuries are irrelevant, if they suck, like yeah, if they suck, then they should not. So like yeah, she sucks. She should not be in. They should drop her. But like I don't think the knee braces. She wrestles her whole career with knee braces. Fucking Stone Cold wore knee braces.
Yeah, but that was also like, I honestly, it kind of doesn't matter to me as long as we're getting. I think we both reached the same conclusion, so it kind of doesn't matter to me in the end. But like, there's a couple things like if you need knee braces to wrestle, that is just like it's like a compounding issue because you now are at risk of just like blowing you potentially could like blow your knee out and just like not only hurt yourself but hurt your opponent if you're doing some type of move. I know that could happen at any move at any time,
Yeah.
but at least the I don't know what the word to say, but like there's a visual representation of that happening. You're staring right at it. It's just like a reminder that this.
So you're afraid on their behalf. So now you.
Yeah, because it's just like like if you're gonna become a professional wrestler and you're gonna pursue that, and that's awesome for you, and it just sucks. Yeah, it does absolutely suck that both of your knees got destroyed, out of your control.
I think
And,
you're being dumb.
maybe I'm being dumb, but
I
I
feel
saw
like
the
just
butt
say. I
bounces
feel like
on
just say
TV.
she sucks. I just say she sucks. She
I think
does.
she sucks. She sucks.
Yeah,
She's
she
bad.
sucks. The knee
Yeah, she's
braces are
bad.
like whatever. Like
It's
who
not
gives
no.
a
Even
fuck?
before the ACL injury, she sucked.
Yeah,
It wasn't
she
the
sucks.
ACL. She just sucks. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing more to it. Like she sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
why
agree.
there was a whole. I don't know why there was an argument about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why
I
we
I don't
got
know
to the
why they.
same conclusion.
I was just letting you guys talk, and I was like,
These guys are
well at
yapping,
first
huh?
jokingly kind of like defending her, but like she does suck. But like also I didn't like. Eventually I realized what Jimmy's point was, and I didn't like that he was making about injury. Like that does not. Nobody gives a fuck about. It's like if they suck, they suck. If they're good, we'll put up with. If they're injured sometimes, like who cares? It's just part of the like it's a physical job. So
Yeah. All right. Well, um, you want to hit up one more thing, and then we can close it out.
Sure.
yeah, that's fine.
All right, so
No, bro, I want to talk about AEW for some more,
no.
bro.
Let's go over to WWE, our main brand, our favorite type of
AEW.
wrestling. I know. I need to escape my mind prison. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the New Day.
Oh, I
One of the
forgot about that already.
Yeah, so if you hadn't watched or if you don't remember, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston had a little segment with Big E, and he came out and there was a whole kit and caboodle. Cultaholic Wrestling tweeted the New Day segment has reportedly planned for months and originally would have involved Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods choosing Odyssey Jones over Big E.
Too bad he's a rapist.
Generational bag fumbler.
Too bad he's a rapist.
Yeah,
Or
I was
no,
gonna say
assaulter.
people kind of forget about that, but basically, some chick on Twitter um, said that she was getting beat up by him, and they very quietly, they didn't make any statements. They just kind of dropped him from the roster. Um, if that didn't come out, you think that this would have been like would it
A
have been
storyline?
like well if the storyline was going to play out like it was presented in that tweet, do you think that would have been entertaining? What your
Oh,
thoughts have
yeah.
been?
I think so. I think that would have been. I still think that was probably. Although I liked that whole thing, I just don't know where it goes from here. I think that's a more interesting storyline. I don't really see why after they couldn't get somebody else, to just do the same thing.
I think
Like,
they should have brought up Omos.
it's not really important who it is, It's just like get anybody.
They should have got.
What would have been good, but they fucking fumbled that bag. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe this is completely. When they still had Bobby Lashley, like they were
Yeah.
like, you know what, fuck it, we got Bobby Lashley. Why do we need Big E? That would have been badass, but that's too late for that.
Well, I think it was they wanted to revive the Hurt Syndicate, and they were kind of just like, nah. So he was like, okay, I'll leave.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Abner, any thoughts?
I thought it was really sad, but I'm one of the few people who kind of low key agree with Kofi and um, Xavier Woods because they did bring up good points. They were like, Edge broke his neck and he still showed up. Kurt Angle won a gold medal on a broken neck. Why is your neck taking so long? Like, is it just you don't want to come back? Because they do make a good point in that it's, oh shit, dude, I am not muted in COD. Shit.
What?
I'm playing
in
COD. And I didn't know. I was like, COD.
He's on the pod in COD.
And he's just been
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
wrestling, and these dudes are like, dude,
Well,
what the
that was the
fuck is
first
this
time I
guy
talked
talking
during
about?
that. But
I was gonna say though, but wasn't Edge was like retired for like 10 years, wasn't he?
yeah, but
Yeah,
there
he
was a
really
new
did.
surgery that came out that
Yeah.
helped him, like that fixed his neck. So I don't know what they're basically saying. Like, what is like taking you so long to get healed up?
Yeah.
He got stem cells. Dude, Rey Mysterio off the stem cells was crazy.
This is what they did to Kawhi, bro. This isn't fair.
Mm.
It's not fair. Don't do this to Big E.
Please come back, Big E. Oh my God! I just saw the WrestleOps tweeted it an hour ago. Slow mo footage of Bronson Reed like breaking his foot. You could just see
Yeah, I saw that.
You could
But
just see his
but
foot
back
just.
but back to the New Day, it's like I understand why they did it. It's like because they also make a point saying that they stayed that way because they wanted Big E to come back to the New Day that way. But Big E never came back till like everything was at its worst.
Yeah.
So like I get it. I understand it. But I mean also like it makes them better bad guys.
I think it would be funny if they changed the New Day song, not to anything different, just to a slower, sadder version of their current song. I feel like that would be really funny.
What if it's like, yeah, it's a bad day.
The
Yes,
New
it is.
Day. Yes, it is.
It's a bad day. Yes, it is. And they throw the pancakes at people.
Yeah.
They throw them right in their face.
Oh
They throw bootios at people.
I don't really know where they go from here. I just like I feel like that was it. Like what are you gonna do now? Like unless he's actually coming back and he's gonna beef with them.
That would be cool.
Like if not, what are you doing with them? Like I feel like
Jesus,
I don't know.
dude.
I guess it could be just that's that. I guess.
Yeah.
Although that seems kind of abrupt, but maybe not.
And speaking of that, any final thoughts before we close out this episode of the Real Graps podcast?
Fuck
Nah,
Dana White.
I mean,
I fucking
yeah.
hope you
Have a
let
nice
me
day.
pick my words more carefully. I'm gonna piss on your grave.
There you go.
I don't really have I don't have an opinion on Dana White that much. Dave Meltzer, fix your star ratings, bro. Please. I'll respect you more.
What if he did like deflation? Like he kind of goes and decreases star ratings. Like there should be what do you call it when you like if you go, oh, like, well, how much is this money back in like 1920? Like how much is a dollar worth in 1920? It's worth like $10 or something.
How, dude? What the fuck?
You know
My
how
bad.
like if you like if you like look it up like because like things used to be worth like a money would get you more back in the day. Like 5 stars today would be worth how many stars back in whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, this is the Real Grabs podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, the Real Pod Network on YouTube. Shout out to us on Spotify. I release the episodes on Spotify first. We're gonna go
Dana
play
White.
Marvel Rivals.
Fight me, Dana.